fully conscious and living the eternal life. You are birthed into life and you are birthed into death. You can do it consciously or unconsciously. You can live life and you can live death, but it depends on how you choose to approach it, consciously or unconsciously. If you choose to live life consciously, then you are living and creating your life with awareness. If you choose to go through the death process consciously, then you are going through this with ease and grace, and thus living death, so to speak, and flowing into the next phase of your life-death experience with more awareness. Remember, we are eternal beings, so in actuality there is no death, only eternal life. In which case, life and death are very much intermingled depending on your belief about what to you is living life and what to you is living death. There are those who choose to live life unconsciously, unaware, not living life to its fullest, but instead experiencing a death of sorts in their physical life here on earth. Even this statement is making death to sound as if it were not a positive aspect of life. This isn't intended in this case. It is just a way of describing what is the norm and how people think about death itself. It is important we know death as another form of life and not an ending to life itself. Consciousness lives on, and a transformation from the physical life into a different aspect of a formless life, that is, a life in non-physical form, can sound a bit confusing to the listener. The word form is used to give an image or description of what is formless, but nevertheless must be given a word that can help the listener to understand such aspects. Sometimes words are not best used, but unless we use words to describe that which is indescribable, it would be difficult for others to gain an insight from another's observations on this type of topic. It is vital to view death as another type of life, and not as we know it from the point of view of living life in this physical body, but another type of life that we too can live consciously, and perhaps will live more consciously than ever before when this time comes. To see death itself from a physical being that moves into a formless state of consciousness, which is being birthed too as part of the death process, and coming through another type of birthing canal, not a physical birthing canal, but an etheric one, as we move forth out of and into this state of being. The physical body, which becomes the shell, is shed and left behind in the death process, very much like the butterfly that leaves its cocoon behind to automatically spread its wings and fly out of and into another state of being. This may be the best way to describe it. Maybe what is really needed is for us to know how to live and die more consciously, so that we are more aware of when we are being birthed into the physical, and thus live life fully in total consciousness as was intended. And birth into death, which is another form, and thus be conscious in that transition from the shedding of the physical as we move into total consciousness and in a formless state of being. Thus, understanding and being totally conscious in the birthing of our life and the birthing of our death, when these stages are being transitioned into eternal life itself.